Welcome to the TBC podcast. Today we're going to be diving deep into a powerful emotion, regret. And if you're like most people, the phrase no regrets, it's kind of like a mantra. But what if that catchy saying is actually kind of misleading? What if instead of avoiding regret, we could actually harness its power, for a better, more fulfilling life? Subscribe and like for more audiobooks. So, we humans have this incredible ability to mentally time travel. We can revisit the past, replay events, and even imagine alternative outcomes. It's like having a built-in simulator where we can tweak decisions and see how things might have unfolded differently. But this incredible ability, while fascinating, is also kind of what fuels the fire of regret. Think about it. We can get stuck in a loop of what ifs and if only. What if I had taken that job offer? If only I'd said, I love you more often. These thoughts highlight the powerful connection between our past choices and our present feelings. This mental time travel can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it allows us to learn from our mistakes. On the other, it can kind of paralyze us with what ifs, keeping us stuck in the past. To understand this better, let's take a trip to the Olympics. Imagine you're standing trackside. The tension is palpable, and three cyclists are giving it their all. In the final sprint, they cross the finish line, exhausted but exhilarated. Now, picture the award ceremony. The gold, silver, and bronze medalists stand on the podium, their expressions captured for the world to see who do you think is the happiest. You might assume it's the gold medalist, right? But studies have shown that it's often the bronze medalist who exhibits the most genuine joy. This is what's known as the Olympic medalist paradox. It comes down to how we compare ourselves. The silver medalist standing so close to gold is more likely to think, if only I had trained harder, or if only I hadn't slowed down at that last turn, I could have been the champion. This upward comparison fuels their feelings of disappointment and regret. But the bronze medalist, often just relieved to have made it onto the podium at all, is more likely to think, at least I got a medal. At least all those early morning training sessions paid off. This downward comparison helps them appreciate their achievement and truly savor the moment, leading to greater feelings of satisfaction. The Olympic medalist paradox highlights how our thoughts and comparisons shape our emotional responses. It shows us that regret is a double-edged sword. It can hold us back with if-onlys or propel us forward with at leasts. This understanding is key to harnessing the power of regret. So how does this relate to our everyday lives? We all experience moments where we get trapped in if-only thinking right. But when we acknowledge the at least, we open ourselves up to acceptance, gratitude, and the potential for growth. Here's the thing about regret. It's not just about feeling bad about the past. It can actually be like a powerful tool for growth and improvement. It's like a signal alerting us that something went wrong and needs to be adjusted. Let me explain. Imagine you made a decision that you later regretted. Maybe you impulsively bought something you couldn't afford, or said something hurtful in the heat of the moment. The sting of regret you feel. That's a sign that you need to change your approach. Regret acts as a feedback mechanism. It forces us to pause, analyze our choices, and consider alternative paths. This process of reflection can help us identify patterns in our decision-making, recognize potential pitfalls, and develop strategies for making better choices next time. It's like having a personal learning experience built right into our brains. And here's another interesting thing. Regret doesn't just help us avoid repeating past mistakes. It can also boost our performance in the present. The studies have shown that people who experience regret are often more motivated to work harder and strive for improvement. Why? Because they don't want to feel that sting of regret again. Think of it this way. Regret can be a powerful motivator, pushing us to reach our full potential. It's that feeling of, I don't want to feel this way again, so I'm going to give it my all this time. And beyond our individual actions, regret can even add a deeper layer of meaning to our lives. It can make us appreciate what we have, cherish our relationships, and prioritize the things that truly matter. When we confront our regrets about neglecting loved ones or failing to pursue our passions, it's a wake-up call. It's a reminder that time is precious and that we shouldn't take our blessings for granted. It motivates us to make changes that bring us closer to our values and create a more fulfilling life. Now, to truly understand the power of regret, it's helpful to explore the most common types of regrets that people experience. Researchers have identified 4 core categories of regret that seem to plague most of us. And by understanding these patterns, we can gain valuable insights into what we truly value and develop strategies for minimizing future regrets. Let's start with foundation regrets. These are the regrets that stem from neglecting the fundamental aspects of our lives, like our health, finances, or education. Imagine the regret of not saving enough for retirement or neglecting your physical well-being for years, only to face health problems later in life. These foundation regrets often come from a lack of foresight or simply not prioritizing our long-term well-being. They serve as a powerful reminder that building a solid foundation in these areas is crucial for a fulfilling life. Next, we have boldness regrets, the what-ifs that haunt us with missed opportunities. These are the regrets of not taking that leap of faith, not pursuing that dream job, not speaking up when we had the chance. Boldness regrets often stem from fear of failure or simply playing it safe instead of embracing the unknown. They remind us that life is too short to be lived in the shadows of our comfort zones, and that taking calculated risks is essential for growth, discovery, and creating a life we can be proud of. Then there are moral regrets, the pangs of conscience that remind us of times when we acted against our values. Maybe we cheated on an exam, told a lie to protect ourselves, or betrayed a friend's trust. These regrets are powerful reminders of who we strive to be at our core. They serve as a call to action, challenging us to live in alignment with our moral compass and to make amends when we've strayed from the path of integrity. And finally, there are connection regrets, the heart-wrenching reminders of damaged or lost relationships. These are the regrets of not spending enough time with loved ones, letting friendships fade away, or failing to express our appreciation for the people who matter most. Connection regrets often arise from taking our relationships for granted or prioritizing other commitments over personal connections. They remind us that human connection is fundamental to our happiness and well-being, and that investing in our relationships is one of the most important things we can do in life. So we've explored these 4 core regrets: foundation, boldness, moral, and connection. What do they reveal about us? They show us that regret isn't just about individual mistakes or missed opportunities. It's a reflection of what we value most in life. Our regrets reveal our deepest desires, our aspirations, the things we hold most dear. So we've uncovered these 4 core types of regret: foundation, boldness, moral, and connection. And by understanding these patterns, we can start to see regret not as a burden, but like as a guide. It's like a compass pointing us toward what truly matters in life. But how do we actually deal with regret in a healthy way? How do we learn from it without letting it consume us? Well, one powerful approach is to simply undo the regret, whenever possible. If you've wronged someone, make amends, apologize sincerely, and try to repair the damage. If you've neglected your health, start making healthier choices today. If you've put off pursuing a passion, take that first step, no matter how small. Sometimes taking action can be the antidote to regret. But let's be realistic, not all regrets can be undone. Sometimes the past is the past, and we can't change what happened. In these cases, shifting our perspective can be incredibly helpful. Remember the Olympic medalists, the bronze medalists found joy through at least thinking they chose to focus on what they had achieved rather than what they had missed. We can apply this same principle to our own lives. Instead of dwelling on what could have been, try to find the silver lining. Ask yourself, what good came from this experience, even if it wasn't what I initially intended? Maybe that failed business venture taught you valuable lessons about entrepreneurship. Maybe that painful breakup led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and what you truly want in a partner. By focusing on the at least aspects, we can transform regret from a source of pain into a source of gratitude and learning. But transforming regret goes beyond simply undoing it or finding the silver lining. It's also about analyzing the situation, extracting valuable lessons, and using them to shape our future decisions. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? How can I avoid making the same mistake again? What steps can I take to minimize future regrets? This process of reflection and planning is key to harnessing the power of regret. It's about turning our past experiences into valuable lessons that can guide us toward a more fulfilling future. And here's another powerful technique for managing regret: self-compassion. We're often our own harshest critics, especially when it comes to regret. We beat ourselves up for past mistakes, replaying them over and over in our minds. But what if we treated ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a close friend? Self-compassion means acknowledging our regrets without judgment, recognizing that we are all human and we all make mistakes. It's about being kind to ourselves even when we've messed up. Another helpful approach is self-distancing. This involves stepping back from our regrets and viewing them from a more objective perspective, as if we were watching a movie of our lives. Instead of getting caught up in the emotional turmoil, try to see the bigger picture. What lessons can be learned? How has this experience shaped you into the person you are today? Sometimes a little distance can help us see our regrets in a new light. We can start to appreciate how those experiences, even the painful ones, have contributed to our growth and resilience. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into regret, I want to leave you with one final thought while we focus on personal regrets today. It's important to remember that regret also exists on a collective level. Societies and cultures carry the weight of past actions, decisions, and even injustices. And these collective regrets can shape policies, movements, and even the course of history. Think about the ongoing efforts to address historical wrongs, reconcile with past injustices, and create a more just and equitable future. These movements are often fueled by a collective sense of regret, a recognition that things could have been done differently, and a commitment to learn from the past and build a better future. So as you move forward, consider the role of regret in your own life and the world around you. Embrace the power of this complex emotion. Use it as fuel for growth and positive change. And remember, a life well lived is not a life without regrets, but a life that learns from them. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the heart of regret. Subscribe and like for more audiobooks.